Good day to each and everyone. We will be talking about the types of computer. So now, there are three mainly types of computers such as mini computer, mainframe computer, and last, supercomputer. So first, mini computer. A mini computer, or colloquially mini, is a type of smaller general purpose computer developed in the mid 1960s with an input-output device such as teleprompter and at least 4,000 words of memory that is capable of running programs in a higher level language. Where and how the term come about? The term minicomputer came to mean a machine that lies in the middle range of the computer spectrum, in between the smallest bit mainframe computers and the microcomputers. The term minicomputer established or invented one of the first minicomputers, CDC 160, was designed by Seymour Cray. In the use of minicomputer, minis were designed for control, instrumentation, human interaction, and communication, switching as distinct from calculation and record keeping.
Categories of mini computer: desktop computers, workstation, notebook computers, tablet computers, handheld computers, and smartphones. A desktop computer is a personal computing device designed to fit on top of a typical office desk. A workstation is a special computer designed for technical or scientific applications. A notebook computer is a battery or AC-powered personal computer, generally smaller than a briefcase that can easily be transported and conveniently used in temporary spaces, such as airplanes, libraries, temporary offices, and meetings. Tablet computers refer to the range of computers that come with a touchscreen and no keyboard. A handheld computer is a portable computer that is small enough to be held in one's hand. A smartphone is a portable computer device that combines mobile telephone functions and computing functions into one unit. History of mini computer: 1960s and 1970s success. Mini computer was smaller, less expensive, and less powerful than a mainframe or supercomputer, but more expensive and more powerful than a personal computer. Mini computers as a distinct class of computers emerged in the late 1950s and reached their peak in the 1960s and 70s. Mid-1980s and 1990s decline of mini computer. In mid-1980 and 1990, mini-computer declined in popularity. By the mid-1980s, high-end microcomputers offered compute performance equal to low-end and mid-range minis, and the new RISC or reduced instruction set computer approach promised performance levels well beyond the fastest minis and even high-end mainframes.
Mainframe computer. Description of mainframe. Mainframe computer is a computer used for critical applications like bulk data processing for tasks such as censuses, industry and customer statistics, enterprise resource planning, and large-scale transaction processing. Where and how the term came about. The term mainframe, informally called a big iron, was derived from the large cabinet, called a mainframe, that housed the central processing unit and main memory of early computers. Invention of mainframe. The first commercial mainframe computer was designed by G. Presper Eckert and John Moshley. They invented the ENIAC, or the Electronic Numerical Integrator and Computer, in 1946. making it the first general-purpose electronic digital computer to become fully operational.
Use of mainframe computer. Because of these design strengths, the mainframe is often used by IT organizations to host the most important mission-critical applications. Magnetic storage. While early mainframes were based on vacuum tubes for storing data, a major innovation came to the mainframe world with the development of what was called core memory. In place of vacuum tubes, core memory stores information magnetically.
History of mainframe computers. First mainframe. By the most measures, the first mainframe computers was Harvard Mark I, developed starting in the 1930s. The machine was not ready for use until 1943. It weighed 5 tons, filled entire rooms, and cost about 200,000 to build. ENIAC. World War sparked the creation of the next famous mainframe computers, the ENIAC. Also, the ENIAC was not actually completed until a year after the war ended. It signaled the start of heavy government investment in mainframe development.
COBOL, the programming language most closely associated with mainframes. COBOL debuted all the way back in 1959 and remains in widespread use today. That makes COBOL one of the oldest continuously used programming language. Linux for mainframe. Linux for mainframes. Also worth noting is that while mainframes for the first decades of their history ran on special mainframe operating systems, by the late 1990s, this changed starting in 1998. IBM began developing a Linux-based operating system that could run on mainframes in place of mainframe native system.
A supercomputer is a computer with a high level of performance compared to a general-purpose computer. Performance of a supercomputer is measured in floating point operations per second. Instead of million instructions per second, it contains tens of thousands of processors and can perform billions and trillions of calculations or computation per second. The term supercomputing arose in the late 1920s in the United States in response to the IBM tabulators at Columbia University.
The invention of supercomputer. Seymour Cray, American electronics engineer and computer designer, was the permanent designer of the large high-speed computers known as supercomputers. He invented the first supercomputer and is also known to be the father of it. It was built in 1964. The CDC 6600, it can run up to 1 megaflop. Use of supercomputers. Supercomputers are used for data-intensive and computation-heavy scientific and engineering purposes such as quantum mechanics, weathering forecasting, oil and gas exploration.
1980s to 1990s development of supercomputers. While the supercomputers of the 1980s used only a few processors, in the 1990s machines with thousands of processors began to appear both in the United States and in Japan, setting new computational performance records. By the end of the 20th century, massively parallel supercomputers with thousands of off-the-shelf processors similar to those found in personal computers were constructed and broke through the teraflop computational barrier. Progress in the first decade of the 21st century was dramatic, and supercomputers with over 60,000 processors appeared, reaching petaflop performance levels.